In the shadow of a transformed European security landscape, Sweden's armored forces stand at a pivotal juncture in 2025, reasserting their relevance after decades of post-Cold War dormancy. The nation's historic shift from military neutrality to NATO membership in March 2024, catalyzed by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, has propelled a renaissance in its military posture, with armored units at the forefront. Sweden's armored forces, once a formidable component of its Cold War-era defense, were significantly reduced in the decades following the Soviet Union's collapse. By 2010, the Swedish Army could mobilize only 2 mechanized battalions within 90 days, a stark contrast to its earlier capacity to field a robust, mechanized force. Today, the Swedish Army has reversed this decline, boasting 8 instantly available mechanized battalions, supported by 19 support battalions and 40 territorial defense battalions, totaling 71 battalions deployable within a week. At the core of this force are approximately 110 Strv 122 tanks, a variant of the Leopard 2, and 288 Combat Vehicle 90 infantry fighting vehicles, designed for the rigors of subarctic warfare. The CV90, armed with a 40mm Bofors autocannon, is a versatile platform capable of carrying 6 to 8 soldiers and operating in variants tailored for command, anti-aircraft, and recovery roles. Complementing these are 48 Archer 6x6 self-propelled howitzers, with plans to integrate 24 additional Archer 8x8 systems by 2030. This inventory, while modest compared to NATO heavyweights, is tailored for rapid deployment in Sweden's strategic terrain, particularly the Baltic Sea island of Gotland, a linchpin for controlling regional sea and air routes. The personnel underpinning these forces reflect Sweden's renewed commitment to conscription, reinstated in 2017 after a 7-year hiatus. As of 2025, the Swedish Armed Forces comprise 88,000 personnel in wartime organization, including 25,600 active personnel, 7,100 reserve officers, 4,700 part-time enlisted soldiers, and 22,200 Home Guard members. Approximately 6,300 conscripts are trained annually, with plans to scale to 8,000 this year. The Norrbotten Armored Battalion and Skaraborg Regiment form the backbone of armored training, producing units like the 191st and 192nd Mechanized Battalions, honed for subarctic operations. This structure, while lean, prioritizes high readiness, a necessity given Sweden's proximity to an increasingly assertive Russia. The expansion plans enshrined in the Total Defense Bill 2025 to 2030 mark a seismic shift in ambition, backed by a defense budget climbing to 2.6% of GDP by 2028 and 3.5% by 2030. Allocating over 170 billion SEK, approximately 14.9 billion euros, through 2030, Sweden aims to grow its wartime organization to 115,000 personnel by 2030 and 130,000 by 2035, with conscription rising to 12,000 annually. The armored forces are central to this vision, with plans to field 4 mechanized brigades by 2025, up from 1 in 2019, and establish a divisional capability to coordinate larger formations. This includes 2 new brigades for subarctic warfare in northern Sweden by 2028, alongside enhanced artillery, electronic warfare, and air defense units. The strategic importance of Gotland, underscored by its role in NATO's Baltic defense, will see reinforced armored assets to deter potential aggressors. Central to the armored expansion is a 1.91 billion euros investment to modernize and expand the tank fleet to 154 units by 2031. This includes upgrading 110 Strv 122 tanks to the Strv 123A standard, equipped with 120mm LL-55 cannons, enhanced armor, digital communications, and advanced night vision systems. Concurrently, 44 new Leopard 2A8 tanks will be procured from the KNDS consortium, with deliveries slated for 2028 to 2031, replacing the 10 tanks donated to Ukraine in 2023. The CV90 fleet is also undergoing upgrades to maintain its edge, with improvements to electronics protection and firepower. Artillery capabilities will expand with the addition of 24 Archer 8x8 howitzers, forming 3 artillery brigades by 2030, while political support grows for developing rocket artillery. Logistical enhancements, including 575 new trucks from Scania and Volvo and upgraded infrastructure, ensure the sustainability of this expanded force. Sweden's integration into NATO has profoundly shaped these plans, aligning its armored forces with the alliance's capability targets. Units are now designed to contribute to collective deterrence, particularly in the High North alongside Finland, with up to 1,200 ground personnel authorized for NATO operations through 2025. This shift demands interoperability, driving investments in digital systems and joint exercises. Yet, challenges loom large. Doubling the armored fleet to equip 4 brigade strains, Sweden's domestic production capacity, necessitating reliance on international partnerships. The rapid scaling of personnel, particularly officers, requires sustained funding, 50 million SEK by 2026 for training alone, and a cultural shift to sustain conscription momentum. Moreover, the geopolitical imperative of countering Russia's Baltic ambitions places immense pressure on readiness, particularly for Gotland's defense. The renaissance of Sweden's armored forces is not merely a military endeavor, but a statement of strategic intent. The nation, long a proponent of neutrality, has embraced its role as a NATO frontline state, with its armored units symbolizing resilience in a region fraught with tension. The expansion, while ambitious, is not without precedent. Sweden's Cold War-era forces were a model of deterrence through mass mobilization. Today's approach, however, prioritizes quality over quantity, leveraging advanced platforms like the CV90 and Archer to project power efficiently. The success of this transformation hinges on overcoming logistical and industrial bottlenecks, while maintaining political will in an era of economic uncertainty. In conclusion, Sweden's armored forces in 2025 are a testament to strategic adaptation, blending a compact but capable current force with a bold vision for growth. The path to 2030, paved with significant investments and NATO alignment, positions Sweden to reclaim its martial heritage while confronting modern threats. Yet, the specter of regional instability demands that these plans translate swiftly into reality, lest ambition outpace execution in a world where deterrence is measured not in promises, but in steel and resolve.